Hi guys, welcome back. So, first things first, I suppose. You can see me clearly now, yeah? Well, in the last video you didn't, right? And I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this, right? But there was a little dot on the screen. There was two of them actually, yeah? And if you can see what I'm holding in my hand, that's a lens protector. Just the same as your phone, your mobile phone. And you can get these little guys for your lenses, for your GoPro or your DJI Osmo action camera. And you can also get filters for your bigger cameras, okay? So if you're going with a grinder, that's what you need to be investing in. That'll save your lens. I did mention this before. I just thought I'd say it again because I know a lot of you guys in the community, you all have grinders and you all have cameras, yeah? So for anybody that has a grinder and intends to take your camera into that area, get some of these, yeah? Okay, on with the show. This week, guys, as you will have seen, it looks like I've been smoking cigarettes or whatever constantly in the last month or 6 weeks or longer in the videos. And that was basically because it's been -6, -5, etc, etc, yeah? And also, that's the heating in the background, so I apologize for that again, okay? But that's for the house, and it doesn't heat the garage. So, we've been freezing out here, okay? And you will have seen in the photographs, I've put some photographs up. You can hear the bird whistling in the background maybe as well. That's nice. Okay, so what we've got here, guys, is we've taken delivery of the Chinese diesel heater, right? Cheap as chips. And all the reviews, at this stage I suppose there's hundreds of thousands of these units sold, if not millions. I would safely say millions, guys, at this stage, okay? And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to, for any of you that haven't bought one yet, I'm going to do an unboxing of this just to show you what you get, and I'm going to give you a brief outline of how it works, etc. Also, I may say it now, I'm going to be fitting this heater, obviously, and I'll probably do a video and slot it in on a Wednesday or something. So if you want to stay, you know, stay tuned with that, because it's not a restoration, right? Obviously, but you know, it's part of my garage upgrade, right? And it'll probably be, for me, one of the most important things I can do out here, because I really can't get anything done out here. You know, it's been so cold, guys. I struggle with the cold. So I'm going to unbox this for anybody who hasn't seen this kind of thing before, yeah? And I hope, you know, I'm going to show you what's in the box, how it works, etc. I'm not going to be making it work, obviously. I'm just going to go through with the unboxing, okay? So let's get stuck in and see what's in the box, eh? Okay. See what we get. We'll go through all the bits, so you'll see what you get, guys. Get rid of the box. Exhaust and clips, okay? Back in the box. Okay. I'll bring you in a little closer, yeah? And we'll go through it. So, this heater, guys, is an 8 kilowatt heater, okay? And you can get these heaters, they're on the internet. They're cheap. They're Chinese diesel heaters. That's what they're known as, okay? They're a copy, pretty much an exact copy of the really expensive ones. These are about anything from 120 or 30 pounds, or, you know, 180 euros, okay? Thereabouts, with shipping, etc. They go 2 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt and 8 kilowatt, okay? And to give you an idea, if you're doing some van life, right, which is probably the most popular one, for a transit van type, okay, a Ford transit van or a van conversion, okay, a 2 kilowatt is adequate to be functioning right, okay. You don't need these things on tick over, right? That's probably the worst thing you could have. You know, if you leave these heaters on and they're just ticking over, you know, it's like an engine of a car. So see it the same way. If you leave a thing, or you know, a diesel engine there, and you just leave it ticking over all day or whatever, it builds up with soot, and that's what happens with these. The only thing that happens with these, well, one of the things that happens with these is that they build up with soot, and you're going to have to strip it and clean it all out. There's a chamber, you know, like a furnace, and it builds up with soot. Okay, so this is brand new, a 2 kilowatt for a transit type van. Then the next one up is a 5 kilowatt. A 5 kilowatt you could have in your big motor homes, stuff like that. That's adequate for a bigger area. And I went for the 8 kilowatt, which I don't think you can get any bigger than that. It's an 8 kilowatt. And just to show you for size, okay, get a flap wheel here. Again, there's a flap wheel, okay, 4-inch flap wheel. So 2, 3, 3.5, yeah, 3.5, 4 flap wheels. Again, by the height, you know, it's about the same, yeah. So okay, so 2 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt and 8 kilowatt. I've chosen 8 kilowatt because this garage here is 7 meters by 7 meters, so it's about 22 or 3 foot square, right, but with an 8 foot ceiling. Now, as you guys know who are familiar with the channel, I did put a big hole in the ceiling, okay, because now we have the lift, yeah. So I'm not expecting the 8 kilowatt heater to fill the attic space, and this goes on to another garage as well alongside, so there's 2 spaces. It's doubled what I just said, okay, and then you have the whole attic space as well. You know, it's 44 or 5 foot long, so I'm not expecting this, you know. And hot air rises, guys, so it's going to be going up there, yeah, and that's not closed in fully yet, okay. As you can see there, look, that's not closed in fully. It's open all the way around. I didn't get to finish it. So back to the heater. Okay, so these bits over here, we have the exhaust, we have the bracketry and all the clips, Jubilee clips, yeah. We got the booklet, air heater, right, 2, 5 and 8. We have this little vent. A lot of people will know now, looking at this stuff, exactly where it goes. That goes on the end of that, yeah, in the direction that you want to face your heat to be blown. Okay, we have this vent which will go on the front here, yeah, just kind of screw it onto it, and we can bend it. It's flexible and it'll go wherever we want it, yeah. You can actually even get a T-piece that'll go on this end, yeah, and you can have it going left, right, and another piece down even, or whatever. You can, you know, there's lots of junctions on that size that would do that. Okay, so we fill, I think, about 5 litre drum, but we'll get into that in a second. So your diesel goes in there, normal diesel, okay, normal diesel. That's how I'll be running it, with normal diesel. So on the front side here we have our control panel. Can you see that? Yeah, we have like our settings, okay to confirm. We have moving up and down, and we have our on and off, okay. This little guy is exactly what it is and what it looks like. It's a fob, okay. So you can have this in your bed, we move that back. Not a lot of people show this little piece, but look. You've got an off, on, and up and down temperature control. So under your pillow, you could have that guy. Yeah? If you found your area or your space is, you've woken up in the cold, there's the guy that you need right at your hand. Okay? How good is that? Yeah. So, there's the benefit. When you wake up cold, you could have that. Now, I know that there are people using, I'll just leave that down to the side. I know that there are people using these to heat their homes currently. Yeah? So, the most important thing about this unit, we'll just turn it over, guys, before we even get into it, is the exhaust, okay? And there's our exhaust pipe. That doesn't belong to that. There's going to be a lot of one-handed stuff here, guys. Hope we get through it okay. So there's your exhaust pipe. I'm not doing a how-to, but there's your fuel line, and it's connected. You may want to upgrade that fuel line. I would recommend that you check all of these connectors, clips, before you turn it on. I would just make sure that they're all nipped nicely, that it hasn't been missed, okay? This is your fuel line, and your fuel line is beside your air intake, which is this little guy, okay? And he basically goes through that hole there at the back, right? And he goes on there, and you will put a clip onto that guy, and you'll get your screwdriver down through this hole here. Yeah, these diagonal slots. So your long screwdriver, you see, you'll be able to get your clip from like that. Okay. So it's beside the fuel line. That's what you need to remember. Those two are the safe side. This side is the hot side, okay? And this is the exhaust. And your exhaust pipe goes on there. And you can put a bend on that pipe. It's flexible, obviously. It's a stainless steel flexible pipe, okay? And just to show you over here, because I do have one for the restoration that I'm doing in the van, and you could do that kind of setup, okay? So another thing, and another kind of ill-thought thing is, you know, the cutout, etc. And coming over by this, I don't like that idea, but you could clip that up a bit. But you know what I'm saying? I've put an extreme right-hand bend on there. I was just trying it and measuring it up for the wall. I will be installing this in another video, and I'll probably throw that on in the middle of the week because it's a garage upgrade video as opposed to a restoration video, okay? So I'm just thinking, you know, just for anybody who doesn't have one of these or was thinking about maybe how good or bad they are, the reviews on these guys are unbelievably good, okay? Unbelievably good as a heating unit, you know, a heating source. Obviously that gets clipped as well. So you would be putting on, yeah, all the clips are supplied to clip everything and make it tight. This is the exhaust. So all your fumes that's burnt off inside come out here. And this is the one that you know, I would say, like, make sure that that connection is really good. And make sure that when you come out through the wall, that you actually, like as if you were fitting a stove, and you know how you go out with your stove pipe out through the wall. Make sure that the wall or insulation within the wall isn't going to get very hot or start to fire. You know, you don't want to burn your house or your shed down, obviously. It's the same principle you would use as fitting your stove pipe. You fit a stove, and then you bring your pipe up and you go through the wall, and you make sure that you have these barriers, that it isn't going to catch fire, you know, either with plate and all that. Now, I'll be going into that, guys, over here. I have a hole made in the wall, but that's another video. That's the next video of installing this heater, yeah? So that's kind of the outside of the unit, okay, as you see it. This little guy gets this little filter, right? It's just a plastic filter. There's actually nothing at all inside it, right? We can't I can't get you into that to see it, but there's actually nothing in there. It's a piece of plastic with little holes in it, okay? And it goes on here at the end, right? So if we sit this up now, it comes through there and it comes up the back. And there's a clip that goes on it, okay? And just holds it there at the back. Which brings us nicely now, guys, to this is a 12 volt heater. 12 volts, as in DC, okay? So on there you'll see 12 volt, 40 watts, 8 kilowatt, okay? So that's the rated voltage. I hadn't seen that 40 watts up until now, okay? But I do know that the 5 kilowatt heaters, they hit up to about 11 or 12 watts when they're pulling power, peak power, and they only do that initially when they fire up, okay? But you can put your 12 volt battery on there, okay? Car battery. Now, you need to make sure that your car battery is always kind of topped up as well, okay? Because these have a cycle when they're closing down after they've been on for hours or whatever length of time you have had them on, and they have a cooling down period and they go through a cooling down cycle. And apparently, if they don't cool down properly the way they're supposed to, basically the fan comes on and it cools down this chamber here, and they have to go through that cycle. Apparently, if let's say your battery was flat, right, or it decided that it just went down too much to work this unit through its cycle, to its down cycle, they say that this panel can get affected by that, okay? So I have other stuff got, guys, and I'm going to be plugging this guy in. So I'm going to get I have a converter got from 12 volt DC to 240 volt, okay? So it will be like when I plug this unit in, this converter, it will actually be given this 12 volts, the same as if it was plugged onto a battery, yeah, or wired onto a battery. So that's coming up. So that's a little air vent. That's all that is, you know. Sucks in clean air from the room. You have a vent around the back here, yeah, that pulls air again from the room and comes out here red hot. Basically, that's it. It's that exhaust. It's like an engine. That exhaust, that's the one that you need to make sure, you know, that there's no leaks. That goes on that. And you have a little muffler that goes on the outside, right? Again, bolts on there. Yeah? So if we take the cover off now, and we'll have a look in here and we'll see what's under the cover. These casings around it doesn't have to be, you know, a lot of people say they're very flimsy. It's all very flimsy. It actually, you know, when you put it on its little shelf and stuff, it doesn't need to be very strong, really, guys. Yeah? It really doesn't need to be that strong. You can see now how it's waved already. But that to me, I mean, I wouldn't condemn that at all. That's not an issue. Yeah? We're just doing run and gun here, guys. Straight recording. Yeah? And now if we lift this off, this is what is revealed. Get that over there. So this unit, right, like I said, it's about 180 euros. That's the heater, right? And everything is all, if you bought the other system, it's all plug and play anyway. It comes with the same, a lot of them come with the same control unit, and some come with a key fob. So you want to make sure of all that if you're, you know, considering this. That's your fuel pump, okay? That needs to be mounted. If you were putting it in a van, it needs to be at a 45-degree angle with the power side facing up, okay, where you plug it in. That's your fuel pump, okay? That's your tank. As you can see, this is what people are, you know, having a go about. But, you know, when it's clipped together, it's grand. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, yeah? It works as good as the stuff that's like 5 and 6 times the price, you know? So that's your fuel tank. And And you can see there now if you wanted to pause it, you know. So I would say new fuel lines, maybe, you know. Now again, check that you have no leaks, guys, you know, beforehand. I'll be going through all of that. What else was there to say on it? Okay, guys, so I've seen a test done, okay, as regards particles and how clean and efficient these units burn, okay, and from the exhaust we're talking now. So a test that was carried out from outside here at the silencer, right, or the muffler, whatever you'd like to call it. There is actually all high temp and a spring inside there. It is a little muffler. It is a genuine muffler, right, and it doesn't make a lot of noise at all, right. As anyone knows, these units, this clicks, you know, there's a little click, 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 click. Okay, so I'm going to kind of deaden that sound as well if I can. That's something I'll be doing there. I have some ideas for it, how to make it really silent. Because you guys will hear that click in the background when I'm making videos here and when I'm restoring. So that I'll be trying to reduce the clicking noise, yeah? I have some ideas on that. What I was saying was, this muffler, right, there was a test done. So, I mean, how fumey are these things, or how safe are they? Okay, so there was a meter put on underneath this little muffler, and it was giving out 50 particles per million, right? And then there was a diesel engine started, and the diesel engine was just your ordinary diesel engine, you know, in a car or a van or whatever, and it was giving out 151 particles per million. So that'll give you an idea that these burn really clean. There is no, you know, they're not smoky, and they shouldn't be smoky. If it's smoky, then you've got an issue, you know. But they burn really clean. There's no black smoke comes out of it or anything like that. And finally, I would say, but I won't be doing it, there are people around the world that are running burnt oil, like at 15 or 20% burnt oil mixed with diesel oil. There's like vegetable oil and all sorts. If you wanted to go down that road, you know, I hear from my research that like if you put like 20%, don't quote me on this, guys, but 20% burnt oil. So if you have like 5 litres of diesel, yeah, and you tip out a litre, so you have 4 litres of diesel, and then you have 1 litre of burnt oil. That's the ratio thereabouts that people are saying that they are having great success. You know, 20%, which is 1/5. But to be honest, guys, as regards longevity, I won't do that. You know, I will just put my 5 litres in there, and I'll be quite happy with it. I might, down the road, I might do, just for experimental purposes. But like, apparently, I mean, but then they will soot up. And you have to be prepared to take it apart, which you can. And there's plenty of videos out there on how to just take this heater apart. Right? This is just a plastic cover. There's a big chamber in there, and it gets sooted up. The same as your, you know, anything, you know, and if you're not having a clean burn, right? Now, they give even better heat out if they're on oil, you know, burnt oil or whatever. People are using hydraulic oil and throwing every kind of stuff into them, you know. But I wouldn't do that, you know. And again, of course, it doesn't have any effect on the heat that comes out here. You know, it's hotter, but it's clean air that comes out of here, right? It has nothing. The exhaust is the part that deals with the fumes. And once you make sure your wall, or, you know, your wall or whatever, you have fire cement, yeah? I'm all ready for this, guys, yeah? I really can't wait, but like fire cement. And seal everything and make sure that there's nothing coming in. Finally, guys, I think it's a safe thing to say as well is, what do you call it, a meter on the wall. That wouldn't be any harm either. Buy that alongside it, just for your own safety, you know. A carbon monoxide unit, you know, just so that you can sleep at night and feel safe. Like I said, there are millions of these units sold at this stage, and a fantastic piece of kit, right? But I will come back. I'll do a video now of the installation and how I go about it. I put a little shot up there about I've got some old exhaust pipe, 2-inch, and that's what I'm going to be going out through the wall with. I have, 2-inch pipe going out, etc. I'm working on that at the minute. I just thought I'd do the unboxing, guys. And if there's anything I haven't covered or questions you want answered, like I said, these things burn really clean, So, there's no fear that this is. You'll see when I'll afterwards, when I've got it done, we'll go around the outside and you'll see what comes out. It's clean as a whistle, right? They're not poisonous or anything like that, yeah? Unless, of course, now, like I said, if you don't exhaust your system properly and if you have a leak, you could have carbon monoxide coming back into the building and you could breathe that. So that's why I say have a carbon monoxide with it. It won't be any harm. Having said that, yeah, I didn't order a carbon monoxide meter yet, but I probably will get one in here. But, there's a lot of welding and stuff goes on here, which of course isn't poisonous. I understand all that. But yeah, so I think, and you can get it up as well, guys. You can set this then to be at room temperature, whatever 21 degrees Celsius or whatever you want it at. Like I said, I don't expect to be able to fill this garage with 21 degrees, not with a big gaping hole in the ceiling. But I'm going to bring my little pipes. I have other pipes, I think, in a camper that I can steal, yeah? Like, look, see that pipe over there in that bag? That big old black pipe, yeah? So, and I'll be able to, at least I'll be able to direct the heat, guys, where I'm working, okay? And I know it's a little bit high. I've put it up high. That's where I put the hole. Maybe I should have gone down low. Heat rises, remember? So if you have it down low, at least it takes a while to get up. And you're heating the bottom rather than heating the ceiling and the roof. But yeah, I was putting it in another area. I was actually going to put it down on that end. Yeah. It was suggested as well that I put it in the middle. That way I could heat the far side of the garage. I could bring my pipe over to the far side of the bus. Yeah. So that's what we're at, guys. Here's the next area that the video will be coming out on. I don't know if you can see that or not, guys, but there's a rust hole there. Yeah. And we're finished. There's a hole here and we're finished on this section. Yeah. And we're going around the other side. I'm hoping within about a month that we're actually done with this bus now. Completely finished. I have the paint. I've took off the lid there. Yeah. And the paint I have got ordered. I ordered it during the week. Well, last week actually I ordered and it came this week. So I picked the paint up yesterday. So, because it'll all need to be blown in, those cargo floor and cab floors, etc. to be blown in. So, that's it, guys. That's our new diesel heater. Any questions or comments or what you think, if you want to ask something about it, by all means, throw it in the comment section down below, yeah? That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. It's just a little update, I know. I'm going in now and I'm going to throw this on and get it edited and put it up for you. Like I said, on Wednesdays, I think, I'm going to do other stuff because the Beetle is coming to play now as well. So, and there's other stuff that I've got as well that needs doing that I'll be shooting video on. So, that's the diesel heater, guys. I know I'll be happy with it. Yeah. It's going to be a game changer out here. Yeah. We get frosty weather up until March. Okay. It can freeze, until March here in Ireland. So, yeah, I probably got it a bit too late, but, you couldn't get them. You couldn't get them over Christmas. Okay, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Click the notifications because you won't know when the next one comes up. Okay? Ciao for now, guys. All the best. Say bye. Bye. Say bye. Come on then, let's go.